Welcome to Come Shopping With Me, where each week I take you on a discovery to find the very best in handmade. So if you're someone that wants to stop buying mass-produced, then you're in the right place. Let me show you a bit of a collection of who we've discovered this week. And this week, it's all about finding creations that have been made with wood. Now, I have got 5 artisans this week to show you, and I really tried to find individual pieces, but these categories are just becoming harder and harder as we really discover more and more incredible handmade artisan makers, crafters, growers that are part of the Made It ecosystem. This first wooden crafter is the Rivers of Mist range. Now, this is a family-owned business and they're actually based down in Tasmania, and all of their timbers are Australian timbers as well. But these pieces are so beautifully crafted but also presented as well, which I think is a really important part of us being able to connect with handmade, especially in the space of online. And there's 2 pieces that I really want to highlight here, and the first one is this hexagonal box, and you can see that it's actually got like a fingerprint or a thumbprint in order for you to actually be able to open it. But take a look at the detail and precision of this piece. Now imagine giving someone a beautiful special gift, perhaps it's a special bracelet or a special piece of jewelry, that it actually was presented in that box as well. It's something that the person, of course, is going to love the jewelry, but they get to keep on using that special box. And I honestly do believe that energetically there's something really strong and really specific and special about pieces that are created in timber as well. The second piece that I really love from this artisan is this incredible serving board. Now, who doesn't love a cheese platter? And what better way to actually present it when you've got it on one of these beautiful boards that's actually got like dovetailed legs, so it sits up off the bench. Now, I have in my kitchen, I've got like a big kitchen island bench, but what I find is that when you're doing something like a platter and it's sitting right down, if you haven't wiped it perfectly, you know, it kind of gets a little bit stuck. But I love the idea that this is just raised a little bit. It really makes it into a true centerpiece. This next artisan is JS Wood Designs. Now, this is actually one of our creative couples on the platform, and we actually have quite a few. And I love that idea that when you create and make together, you stay together, right? It's a really beautiful coming together, and you can see it in the creation of what they're doing. Now, the 2 pieces which I'm picking out, ironically, actually have the wood and the resin, so that you've got those 2 elements coming together. Perhaps it's a representation of their partnership as well. But have a look at this bowl. I mean, the colors here are so stunning, and imagine being able to have this piece, and it's not just an art piece, but it's also what I like to call a functional art piece, where you get to use it and have it in your everyday life as well. But this is absolutely beautiful. Now, this other one here, which is actually a wooden vase, and my mind just boggles at how this is even made out of wood. I saw some very small wooden vases that were at recent markets that I went to, and I just honestly couldn't stop staring at them, because I was like, how do you make it? How is this actually even formed? But absolutely beautiful artisan functional pieces by JS Wood Designs. This artist has actually been on the platform since 2020, so before I even owned Made It, but this is Woodwork and Rick Shed, and he's one of our WA creatives and artisans. His work is absolutely stunning, and I'm really struggling to pick out, you know, a couple of pieces from his range, but let's go with these magnetic knife holders as a starting point. Look, again, functional art, right? They're so practical that you actually have that magnet to keep your beautiful knives, that you've got access to them, but they also become an art piece in your actual kitchen. And there's lots of different variations and different sizes that you can go for. And then the other piece that I would have to say is his clocks. I really love what he's created here. You've got that industrial metal and that beautiful rich wood feel. And I would love to have this, not only in my home, but I think in a creative space. If you're working in kind of like an industrial creative studio space, what a beautiful piece to add into the look look and feel of your space, but also, hey, you get to claim it on business, right? This artist is Melanie, who's from Wood and Hide Handmade. Now, I love the additional story layer that we have on top of her beautiful pieces, but that is Melanie is living on property in Queensland, and she actually uses sustainable wood, which is wood that is from her own property that then she makes into these unique one-of-a-kind and one-off pieces. Now, the two that I'd have to pick out from this is, of course, her earrings. And if you haven't yet worn wooden earrings, they're actually surprisingly light, but they really do work so beautifully. I mean, honestly, how good would it look with the green top that I'm wearing? But a very earthy sort of aesthetic to the earrings as well. But the other piece that I really love is her Tealight candle holders that she does. What a beautiful set. And I love the idea, again, if we're talking about, you know, the cheese platter at the kitchen table, if you added it into the mood with having these candle holders as well with the tea lights. Absolutely beautiful. I think it would have to be a red wine night, right? Last but definitely not least is Birdee & Co. Now, this woodcrafter is based in Queensland and he makes the most stunning pieces, but I really want to encourage you to go over to Made It and actually read his about page. It is just as beautiful as his products. He talks about the fact that each piece is infused with love and it takes time, and you know, energetically there's that exchange and that gift that goes into each product as well. Now, as far as picking out a couple that I love, of course the butter knife. It's beautiful and I'm a big fan of butter and perfect for this time of year with yummy crusty bread. We see how we're pulling it all together to go with that serving platter, right? Maybe you can get a piece from each of these wooden craft artists and bring it together to make a real event, an evening with all of these things that have been handmade with love. But the other piece as well would have to be the spatula. It's just beautiful, functional art, and I love that it is crafted with wood. So this is Birdee & Co. Thanks so much for joining me for another episode of Come Shopping with Me. Now, if you're someone that is wanting to stop buying mass-produced, I really want to encourage you to make sure that you like and follow and subscribe, do all the things so that each week you can jump into the beautiful land of handmade and discover the very best artists, makers, crafters, growers that are part of this beautiful space that we call Made It.